Today is the 13th of March. It's Thursday today, and we already had three USD news, as you can see, PPI. Let's see on the charts what's going on. Go to GU and Euro, since those are the two pairs we are interested to trade. Wow. All right. So there was some action here. Cool, I guess. Yesterday we did not trade, it was CPI. There could have been one nice opportunity here after this 5-minute breakup structure. News were at 1:30, I believe. That's how it looks like. Just like today we had it at 1 and 1:30-ish. Yeah. So it did affect the market pretty nicely, pretty much. Yeah, let's go to the higher time frame, determine the bias. What do we want? How's it going? So as you can see, previous week we were extremely bullish here. We formed 1, 2, 3 bullish daily fair gaps, and GU it's very similar, 1, 2, 3. But what you can also notice is Euro today is much more bearish. Yesterday we closed GU bullish, while Euro already closed bearish. And where are we likely heading towards now today? Maybe not today, but this is our high time frame drawn liquidity, this daily here, and then later we might want to come back into here, into this level, and also this breaker here in the upcoming days, maybe next week probably, since it's already Thursday today. I don't know if tomorrow we want to do such a big move or not. I think it's unlikely, and probably gonna close this weekly candle as like a small doji on both of these pairs, and then once we tap into this weekly fair gap, then we can go higher, target this inverse weekly, I believe, because that's what it looks like the dollar is heading towards, this daily fair gap down here. So yeah, this week is pretty volatile, pretty just moving sideways, sweeping liquidity of both sides, and not high probability as of now. So on GU, on the 4-hour, we see that there is a 4-hour fair gap currently forming. Well, we just closed this candle here, so probably not gonna form. But anyways, let's actually draw out previous day's low here on GU. So this is previous day's low, previous day's high. Same thing on Euro. Previous day low, previous day high, and previous day low. As you can see on Euro, we already are way deep under previous day's low, and currently sweeping Tuesday's low. I believe we've actually already done it, and we're likely heading towards this low here. Monday's low could be a target, and then maybe this low here could be the second target. Based on the daily, we should look for shorts now. But once New York opens, which it did actually 7 minutes ago, we might gonna just reverse to the upside, since that's what this week was all about. London does a move, the New York opens, we do the opposite, head to the other direction, then London closes and New York continues to the way London continued. So I'm just chopping around, but if we would come down here, it's likely gonna be these levels here that we want to sweep. If not, because this one is already a huge move, it would be a 1% move. I don't know if we want to do a 1% move. today or even bigger, so it's likely, in my mind, it's quite likely that we're just gonna move to the opposite direction and do this funny trend that we've been doing this week, that we do a move and then do the opposite once New York opens. So as you can see, there's no 1 hour fair value gap currently. There is one forming, but this candle still has 50 minutes to do something, so sweeping this low would be nice, seeing this previous hour low here and then moving higher would be a nice opportunity for sure. On GU we already swept that low. Wow, look at this volatility here, it's crazy. So this is previous hour low here that we swept already. But wow, look at this candle here at 1. That's not ideal. The euro did not look like that. Anyways, on the 15 minute, no, not 15 minutes, sorry, the 30 minute, we have to mark out London highs. I like to do that. London highs and lows, areas that the price can react off of, because usually it's nice to see where we can go from and where towards can we go more, if you know what I mean. So this was the prior New York Open London low here. If we close a candle, a 30-minute candle below here, below these lows, that's to me indicating we're gonna move lower, but we must close at least a 50-minute candle would be ideal, with a 5-minute fair value gap, bearish fair value gap that gets respected, to confirm that this candle gonna continue, the next 50-minute candle gonna continue the trend to the downside. Otherwise it's not high probability. Same thing on euro. I'm gonna mark out these highs here on the 30-minute. This is the London highs here. And we have these prior New York Open London lows. Nice. So this candle will decide a lot of things today regarding New York session open. So this is a 50-minute fair value gap with a breaker here. That's interesting. Okay, let's see. We also have a 50-minute fair value gap that we tapped into and pushed price lower off of. So it's also confirming the bearish bias. But we have to see how this 50-minute candle is gonna close. Let's go to Maxi and see whether we can trade Solana or not. The 50-minute, we closed this first candle of New York very bearish with a long wick to the upside, confirming that we just wanted to tap into this 5-minute bearish, and we're likely gonna break structure on the 5-minute very soon. If we can close a candle below this low here on the 5-minute, that would be very ideal and nice to see, because this 15-minute sweep and this 5-minute bearish tap rejection is not yet enough for me to enter. If we would close a 15-minute candle above this pink range, That also invalidates the short idea. Euro is trying to form an engulfing bullish candle here. An engulfing 15-minute candle. What I want to say is dollar come back here. Come back up here to equilibrium. Respect these fair value gaps that are currently forming on the 5-minute. And then I see a 5-minute close out of a fair value gap with a bearish body. That's when I'm gonna enter with a long on GU or Euro. Alright, Solana decided to start falling now. Pretty strongly. But is this just a sweep going on? I'm not sure. Nice push on the 5-minute. If you can close this 15-minute candle below this low, and even below this low here, that would be very nice. But we still have 11 minutes off of that to happen, so I'm just gonna wait for that. I'm not gonna do anything else. Just gonna wait for that to happen. On Euro and on GU we are currently doing what we drew on the dollar, so I also am gonna just wait for that to play out. Solana is pushing to the downside beautifully. So far so good. So far so good. If we would be able to form a 5-minute bearish fair gap here, that would be very nice. And then once this 15th candle closes, the next 5-minute candle starts. We tap into this and then we lower, continue this 15-minute bearish candle with another one. Euro should do the same as the dollar. Something similar here. Only 1 minute left off of this 15-minute candle. It will close somewhere down here. And then the next 15 minutes starts. We likely gonna sweep this, maybe even not. But the thing is, we're gonna come back up here somewhere and then I'm gonna enter with a short. There is a very tiny 5-minute fair gap here, so that's why I think that this 15 minute can close like this. And then the next 15 minutes we have a small wick, just like somewhere up until there, just to come up into this 5-minute bearish fair gap. We're gonna tap into it. My stop loss is gonna be somewhere up here, my liquidation price. So we just closed that candle. Hopefully we're gonna come back up there, just to tap into our 5-minute bearish here. I mean, yeah, I just want my stop loss, my liquidation price to be above 126.39, and I'm in. I'm in. But if we're gonna do this, then yeah, we might just gonna move lower. Well, ideally I can enter off of this 5-minute fair gap here. We are breaking structure on the 5-minute. We did break structure on the 5-minute. So we came back into this London area where we've been hanging around. We wanted to sweep this previous low, I guess. And now we are just coming back, I believe, to these London highs here. A retrace would be nice. A retrace would be nice into a fair value gap, into equilibrium. Something that we can enter off of. Coming back into this London low area would be nice on GU. But we would have to completely disrespect this 15-minute bearish fair gap here on the dollar and on euro in that case. Our Solana is falling. Falling. Dreaming. talking. I don't wanna miss our entry, so please come back. For our entry, please come back. I thought we're gonna come back into this 5 minute here. I thought we gonna just sweep that high there, but we did not. Maybe this candle will do that, hopefully. Still have 8 minutes of this 50-minute candle to do something. Looks like we are disrespecting this 50 minutes nicely, and GU finally decided to come back into equilibrium, so that's very nice. And what do we have? A 5-minute bullish fair gap that we are just now tapping into. Will we come back up there? Will we? A tap into this fair gap would also be nice, so I can enter off of this tap fair gap, a tap here, this 50-minute fair gap that we're currently forming, and then stop loss above this body here, and yeah, that would be nice. Targeting this low down here. Should have kind of entered off of this 5-minute candle close below this low here. I called it. I literally called it. Like, if we close a 5-minute candle under this low, that means we're gonna move lower. Same thing here. We close this 50-minute down here, below this low, below this low. Very, very long body, strong body. Could have entered off of that instantly. And now what's gonna happen is I'm gonna wait for a retrace like the other day. Hopefully we're gonna do a retrace, just a small one. Just a small one into this 50-minute bearish fair gap. If not, yeah, not ideal. GU tapped into this 5-minute bullish, and now if this closes with a orange body, that would be nice. That would be very nice. GU doesn't look good on the 50-minute, but it looks good on the 5-minute. Entered with a short right here. Stop loss above this 50-minute high, because if it come above this 50-minute fair gap, we're just gonna move higher. I do not think we're gonna come back into this 15-minute bearish, because we are way too down now, and usually we just continue this trend to the downside. So yes, the liquidation price is at 125.12. So right here we have our liquidation price. My timing of entering was so bad. Well, the GU did not come back into this 15-minute bearish. That was at equilibrium level. It decided to just move higher off of this 5-minute bullish here. Currently forming the second 5-minute bullish fair gap here. So ideally we're gonna close this candle as a small doji, tap into it, and leave a long wick in here in this bullish 5-minute fair gap. Just tap into it and the body close, ideally above it. I can enter off of that. That would be nice. I was waiting way too much for the entry, way too much. I was hesitating way too much. That would have been the ideal trade, because I would still have room for the price to come up into this 15-minute bearish, and now we might just want to come back into here, sweep our stop loss, and move lower. I'm thinking of re-entering once we get stopped out, because it's quite clear if we would come back to our stop loss, come back up here, that's quite literally just to tap into this 15-minute bearish. That's very obvious, very obvious. I literally entered the worst time possible. The worst possible time I entered. We tapped into this 15-minute bearish now. Let's see how we react off of that. And let's see if we can re-enter now. We tapped into this 5-minute 5 minute bearish 5 minute gap that I was talking about, like, oh, we gotta come back into here, and then we enter, and then I decided to enter down here just to get stopped out, and now we're gonna move lower off of that. I am so impatient. Wow. Should have waited. Now a candle close below this 1 minute previous low would be nice. GU tapped into this 5 minute bullish, and now we look like we're gonna close a 5 minute bullish candle here, so we can enter actually off of that. That looks very nice. I re-entered with a short here, broke structure on the 1 minute, and I think we're gonna move lower from here, since I believe we respected this 5 minute here, and now in the next 3 minutes we're gonna move lower and close this body with a bearish 5 minute candle. And overall, the next 8 minutes we're gonna respect this 15 minute bearish fair gap. We tapped into this 5 minute bearish, and now we're just gonna move lower, since our overall bias was to move lower, right? So the first trade was a big miss, a big mistake. Hopefully this one, with the initial idea, will play out. I think the entry was pretty good so far. So let's just mark out our trade. So we did, we entered with the short here. Our liquidation price is at 125.78 up here. The idea looks really good so far. This 5 minute candle gonna close like that. That's honestly beautiful. It will be really nice to see this 5 minute candle close like that. And look at our 15 minute candle. Beautiful, so far beautiful. So hopefully this candle gonna close down here below our entry. Looks like we are heading towards our liquidation price again on this Solana short. Is after we close this 5 minute candle like that below the 15 minute bearish fair gap, I really don't want to see any candle to come above this level here, this 125.42. So I might gonna put the stop loss up there. Putting my stop loss above this high here will just ensure that we're not gonna get completely liquidated. Because this structure here already should indicate that we want to move lower. Yeah, looks really good so far. Very interesting. And if we come above this level, yeah, we lost 2 trades this day on Solana. Hopefully we're not gonna form a bullish 1 minute fair gap here. And if it respects it, yeah, we're gonna get stopped out, but that would also mean that price wanna move higher. Yeah, looks like price wants to move higher from here, regardless of this 15 minute bearish and 5 minute bearish. That's interesting to see. It really should respect this high, honestly. We tapped into this 15 minute bearish, we tapped into the 5 minute bearish, we closed this candle black, and why the heck would it sweep this high then? I'm a bit disappointed that we lost these 2 trades, but hey, it looked really good. The first trade, yeah, it was not ideal. I really I wasn't patient at all. I entered purely off of just prediction, just feeling, and it was a very bad gut feeling to listen to, because I knew that we're gonna come back into this 15 minute, and if we do, we should have respected it. Not an ideal day, not an ideal Solana short here, but I'm still curious what would have happened if we would have entered off of this 15-minute candle here and target a 1-to-1, 1-to-125. I'm still curious what would have happened, so I'm gonna leave this down here. And because in this trade we would still be in, it. So this trade, the first trade that I took, it was a very bad mistake, very bad and big mistake, because I was waiting for this 5 minutes for us to tap into, which we did. And yeah, I should have entered off of that with my stop loss above the initial high, the initial 15-minute body high that I wanted to have, and we would still be in the trade, and we might just want to continue lower. So I learned one big lesson today, which is I can't focus on Solana and Forex at the same time. Like, I really can't. My mind cannot comprehend what's going on 3 pairs, because I want to pay attention to GU and Euro. I wanna 100% focus on those 2. But I also want to take that Solana trade, because from my backtest it looked like it has high probability. It has high probability win rates, and it has high probability ROI. So I have to work on that. With respect to this 15-minute bullish fair gap here, we left a long wick on this 15-minute candle on the downside and closed this 5-minute candle with like that. So if I would want to enter now, I could, with my stop loss below this low here, and target this high here, these news, as TP1, as this was previous day's low, and then target this London high that we had here. So I could technically do that for a 1 to 2.6. Honestly, it looks high probability, it looks good. The question is, should I do that? Because the overall trend is bearish, but we quite literally just completely disrespected this 15-minute bearish with the breaker in it. So this trade looks good, honestly. This trade looks good. Look at this respect to this 50-minute bullish. Look at this long wick small body. Actually, previous day's low looks better. TP1 and TP2 gonna be this London high area. If we're gonna hit it. The 15-minute candle got respected very nicely. Hopefully we're not gonna come lower down, and the dollar is also gonna just move lower here, and we're just gonna push higher on Euro. Let's see how it's gonna play out. But now, since I already entered and TPs are set, I'm gonna go now and do my laundry, because I'm gonna run out of time if I don't. So okay, we are in profit so far. Not much, but we are. I had 2 opportunities here to enter on GU, and the reason why I missed that is because I was busy paying attention to Solana, which actually would have still been a nice trade if I would have entered off of this third 15-minute bearish candle once New York opened, that broke structure to the downside, and it will probably play out today. Looks like on crypto we like to tap into this 15-minute fair value gaps multiple times before deciding to move lower off of them, which is interesting. However, on the 30-minute, so this 30-minute fair value gap here that we tapped into respected, but why the 30-minute though? Euro is still doing nicely here. We are still above our entry price, but if the dollar continues to go to the upside and break structure above this high here, then we gonna get stopped out on euro, and we will not move higher and just continue this trend here to the downside. We're still just chopping around on euro. What I'm gonna do now is go to the gym. I do not know what's gonna happen now with euro. Likely we're gonna get stopped out due to dollar's weakness to move lower, and we also have this 5-minute inverse bullish fair gap that we tapped into, and looks like we want to respect it. However, this dollar chart doesn't want to refresh for some reason. It's since 4:15 it doesn't refresh. It's 4:42 now. We should be up somewhere here now. The dollar is shopping around and the euro is moving lower. In that case, we're gonna get subbed out. Otherwise, I'm gonna take TP1 on euro. Like just in 1 minute, as you can see, we spiked up, spiked down. We're just chopping around here. So if we hit TP1, I'm gonna take out 50%, put my stop loss to break even, and wait to either hit TP2 or hit break even after TP1. If not, then we're just gonna hit stop loss, and I lost 1%. On Solana, we had 2 losing trades today, unfortunately, and for some reason I did not follow my plan with Solana's trade, and I was a bit too emotional. I entered later and I re-entered, which was fine. The re-enter was fine, but the stop loss should have been the initial stop loss for the initial trade that I planned to have, because that was off of that 15-minute candle close. 45 minutes after New York opened, we had this candle close like that, and I would have put my stop loss up there. So for this trade, I should have entered with the stop loss up there, and I would have already been able to take some profits for the one-to-one trade. So if I do this one here, that would have been already a one-to-one down here. Not this one, this one. So that would have already been a, actually no, it barely would have been a one-to-one, but not yet. But yeah, I should have entered like that. So for the second trade, I should have entered with the same stop loss that I would have had initially off of that 15-minute candle close entry. So yeah, that's it for Solana, and I'm still waiting for Euro to play out. I'll be back. I go to the gym now. I need some exercise. I've been sitting here for a while, and yeah, I'll be back once I come back from the gym and do a small recap of what's going on, or what happened if the trade ends. So see you guys later. Okay, quick recap of the day. So we entered pretty late here on Euro. We tapped into this 15-minute fair value gap that we respected very nicely, and I simply entered off of that. We were chopping around at our entry price, and we hit TP1 eventually. It took some time, but I took some profits here, set my stop loss to break even, and then we hit break even after hitting TP1. So 50 I risked 1%, gained 0.5%, then I got stopped out at break even, so no money lost here on euro. Then we have the Solana trade here, which played out very nicely. The initial plan was to enter off of this 15-minute candle. We broke structure to the downside after New York opened here at 2. And my plan was to simply enter off of that. And for some reason, I did not enter here. I kept waiting for a retrace into this 5-minute fair gap here, which happened later, but I got greedy and entered, a bit early, which caused me to get liquidated and eventually tap into this 5-minute. And over this 5-minute, there was this 15-minute fair gap, which we tapped into, and I entered off of that, thinking we're gonna move lower since we closed this candle like that. And I did enter. I put my liquidation price, stop loss, above this 50-minute high initially, but then I put it right over, I moved my stop loss right over this 50-minute candle, and it got swept 2 times because, as I later realized, there was this 30-minute bearish fair gap, which it tapped into, respected, and then only then moved lower. So the initial trade, if I would have taken from this 50-minute fair gap, would have played out with a nice 1 to 2 setup very easily. So the mistake I made was simply not following my original trading plan, which is to just enter off of a 15-minute candle break of structure. In the past, that's what worked out always, but for some reason I keep making the same stupid mistake of not entering off of that. So a little bit of a loss here, but it's good to know that this strategy kind of works. And next time, hopefully, I'm not gonna make the same mistake and simply enter instantly. So that's the recap here. Euro, we were chopping, tapped into TP1, did not hit TP2, which were London highs, and then we're just chopping ever since. So that's the day, that's the lessons we learned. Also, when I realized it's really hard to focus on Euro USD and GBP USD and Solana, so I can fix that by simply rarely checking on Solana's chart only on the 15-minute, and if we do this break of structure with this strong body candle close into one direction, then simply enter and not even look back until TP2 hits, and then I can take profits there and move my stop loss to break even. So that's it for today. See you guys tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then next week.